Welcome to Boxing During Dinner this Friday night at Gulfstream Park here in South Florida, Hollywood, Florida, not Hollywood, California.
You and me are going to be there.
We are going to be there. Don King is presenting a great card to be televised on ShoBox. Omar Henry against Juan Ubaldo Cabrera, Angelo Santana against Johnny Garcia, and this man right here, Joey Twinkle Fingers Hernandez, who's a friend of the show, a friend of the program. He's been here on Boxing During Dinner time and time again. Joey, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again. I started from the beginning. We're at the beginning of the apartment.
Yes,
That's right.
Alex's apartment.
I'm a throwback. I'm a throwback.
But Joey, before we get to your fight and what you've been doing, because Joey's more dedicated than I've ever seen him. This card, the Omar Henry fight against Ubaldo Cabrera, Angelo Santana against Johnny Garcia. Why should the fans out there go to see these fights?
Well, the fights are great, man. You have those two fights are great. You have Omar Henry with Juan Cabrera. Cabrera's a strong kid, and you have Santana versus Garcia, who just upset Ugas, and of course you have myself, the young flashy Twinkle Fingers, who always comes to put on a show. And it's going to be a great night of boxing at Gulfstream, and you guys should come support.
And Joey, you know, you're a South Florida kid, here from Miami, and for the first time in your career, you've been away for 8 weeks. In Puerto Rico, you know, waking up at 4:30 every single morning, training with Evangelista Cotto. How was that experience, leaving here and just sticking to boxing, you know, through and through for 8 weeks?
Well, it wasn't easy, but nothing in life comes easy. So I dedicated myself to boxing. That's something I never did before. I never been in the ring more than 70-75%. I relied on my talent, and talent only goes as far as it can go. When you put hard work and talent together, you have something dangerous, and that's what I am right now, very dangerous. And it's a Showtime telecast. I feel a little bit disrespected. I haven't got a call to be on TV, especially with someone with a look like me and a fighting style like me. Win, lose, or draw, you're always going to get a fight when I get in the ring. So I put 100% into this fight to show the people what I'm made of, to silence the critics, and hopefully get my shot after this fight.
One of the things you talked to us about a little bit earlier is this was, like you said, an 8-week camp, and you focused a lot on your conditioning, and you felt that was one of the strengths of working with a trainer like Cotto. You obviously recognize that as a need for you as you step up in competition, and you seem, like Armando said, a lot more focused. Talk to us about that conditioning, and maybe without giving away too much about your game plan, obviously, but some of what you expect that to make a difference for you on fight night.
Well, believe it or not, before the fight, I get really nervous, and I talked to Evangelista the first day I got there, and what I get really nervous is that what happens if this fight's a dogfight and it goes 10 rounds. I know I never was in condition to be in a dogfight. I knew I just did enough to get by, and I showed in fights, and I showed that I have a lot of potential to be something. I'm gonna put the talent behind me and the hard work together, like I said. So he looked at me and goes, how could you be nervous about that? So I mean, the conditioning is just 25 to 30 miles a week, 2.5 hours in the gym every day. I'm sparring 10 rounds. A real fact, before this fight, the longest I ever sparred was 6 rounds. Wow. Total.
And you haven't fought just 6-round fights.
And I've gone 12 rounds before, just on pure talent and heart in the ring. I've had over 70 rounds of sparring with these tough damn Puerto Ricans that they eat shit, sleep boxing. And fresh meat every 3 rounds. He's throwing a different sparring partner in there. My confidence is perfect. I'm ready for anything, a dog fight. I'm gonna go out there and show what Joey's made of. I'm gonna go out there and stick to my game plan, box, and I want to take the guy out. He's never been stopped, and I want to go out here and make a statement, and hopefully after this fight, get a big fight. Like I was telling you guys, I don't get no calls for nothing, and I think I'm ready for a big fight. I'm world ranked. I'm young. I have a good record. Throw me in there. I want to test myself. Yeah,
for the last few times that you've been on Boxing During Dinner and we've spoken to you, we always talk about Joey being a step from a big fight. And like you said, the calls aren't coming, and a lot of other fighters less deserving than Joey
are
getting fights against some of the big names at 154. Sure. What do you attribute that to?
The other day I'm in Puerto Rico, bored out of my mind on Friday. After I trained it, I'm looking at HBO and I see this Thomas Delorme. Oh, the next Tito Trinidad, bam, he gets cracked. Yeah. And the co-main event, you see this 32-year-old.
Against Delorme?
No, the fight before. You see this?
Who was in that fight before Delorme?
I don't know why I'm forgetting.
On the spot, we totally failed. Way to go, Joey. It was a 54-pound fight, right?
a 54 pounder or a 47. Like these two guys are almost 12-0, 32 years old, looked horrible, and then Delorme, I did a piedra. It was like, man, I'm like, sometimes I feel it's the connections. I don't know what to think anymore.
Yeah, and
so
even guys like Angulo just this past weekend was fighting Casares, who was
Tuta Sabata's guy, another nobody.
He's not ranked
sometimes
anymore.
Maybe I don't want to. I don't know. Maybe the promoters don't want to mess up their investment, but like I said, I'm gonna come out Friday night. I'm gonna look good. I know Showtime's gonna be watching. I know the fans are gonna be behind me. I went out there and got a badass outfit. I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna feel good. And I mean, I'm gonna take care of business. And God willing, after this fight, everything goes well. That's planned.
And for the fans down here, Gulfstream Park is a beautiful place, for horse racing. There's shops, there's restaurants. It's a really cool place. So the fans should definitely go out to watch these fights. And Joey's gonna bring the majority of the fans as always.
Like always. So hopefully the right eye sees me and they say, "Good, how has this kid been off TV? Let's give this kid the opportunity to see what he's about." And I'm gonna put on a spectacular show.
The 154-pound division, Joey, one of the hottest divisions in boxing because there's so much talent. We just saw Larry Martirosian, who really didn't live up to expectations on Saturday. There's
I didn't see the fight.
There's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Pretty boring fight. Underwhelming. But there's Canelo, Angulo, yourself. Ed Paredes is still around. Omar Henry, who's on this card. If you had to pick a young fighter to go up against, so one of you could take the next step, who would you want to fight?
I like Angulo. I like that style that comes forward. I do good with guys that come forward like that. I like Canelo. I like all those guys up there, all those top guys. I feel like they bring the best out of me. They get me motivated to get into the gym. And like Danny Garcia said, one thing that stood out to me after he beat Amir Khan, he said no one ever gave me the opportunity. And once they put the right body in front of me, they brought out the best out of me. And now look, the guy's a damn millionaire. He's on HBO getting a date every 2 months. And 7-8 months ago, he wasn't on TV. They didn't care about him.
Yep.
He was the opponent for Amir Khan. Bam! And now look at him.
Yeah, and now he's the class of his division. It's interesting. A lot of guys play to the level of their competition, and you have always acknowledged that you're one of those guys.
Of course.
We saw the best of you when you stepped up in class, and now it seems like you've had to go through that second downturn, if you will, of fighting lesser opponents. And so, we of course as fans of Joey Hernandez here, wish that. This fight is a chance for you to showcase what you've got in front of a hometown crowd, a Showtime, boxing crew, and hopefully big things to come and fights after that.
Yep. I look at boxing like Hollywood. You're as good as your last hit. So this hit on Friday will be a big hit, and hopefully the next fight will be a bigger hit.
So Boxing During Dinner fans, this Friday night, Joey Hernandez at Gulfstream Park, Don King Productions.
I got a special announcement for this too. Also, Boxing During Dinner, we talked about giving away in our last episode 2 free tickets to the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. We also have 2 free tickets to give away to this Friday night's card at Gulfstream. If you guys are here in South Florida, we're going to have a trivia question for that on our Facebook page as well. Awesome event. It's an outdoor venue right outside by the water at Gulfstream, which is, like we said, a beautiful location. And you see the Biscayne Bay at the backdrop as well. An awesome place to watch a fight, and it's a Showtime card as well. And you get to see Joey Hernandez. 2 free tickets.
And we're not going to charge you for the tickets. That's why they're free, right?
That's why they're free.
That's why they're free. So Joey Hernandez is Friday night at Gulfstream.
Come support me.